A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies but once.
Victorious, Victorious. Erastus necessitas.
Welcome all, this is Blaezer RTW. I hope you are well. I am good. You're joining me for a 3v3, 31k. It's going to be a bit of a different one today. More of a what not to do. I don't mind doing it because it's me and my team that sort of get it done to us. But you know, I don't want to sort of put people out, so I'm not going to. I'm going to try not to identify people, if you see what I mean. But just sort of so we can see more of a sort of what not to do, because it is a theme when you first start, and when you first start it's all right. But then when you get actually consistently playing good players in big team games, 3v3s, 4v4s. It's something that catches you out quite a lot to begin with, so if we can help people cut that out to begin with, then we will do. So straight away you can see, I don't mind letting you know that I'm the Skippy eye over here on the right. You probably guessed that anyway by the way my formation is set out in a minute. I think I've gone 14-6, you know, I think, near enough. This guy, the Brutii on the left, has got a few archers then, all urbans and cav. He's got all urbans and cav, and then we've got a Pontic player at the end with a pretty standard build. We've got 3 Romans on our side. You can see Pontus is sending his chariots out to the right, you know, to their right, our left. And then you can see the SBQR over here has got 14-6 build. The Julia's got 2 archers, and then the rest urbans and 6 cav. And we're just sort of setting up. I did run over, and then the Brutii started to do a real hard flanking action, so I thought I've just started making my way back out to the right to cut him off. And you can see the SBQR player has been chased back by the chariot archers, who are no doubt taking digs at him now. So we'll get it going and we'll see what happens. Yeah, going out on your own when it's 1v1 is fine if you're confident against the player you're going to be taking on. Plenty will be coming up where it's a team game and I sort of run off to block one of them and then the other one comes in. So they've totally wiped me out. So yeah, we'll get on to that. This is a slightly different day. So I went out there to cut him off, and then I'm thinking twice about it. I'm going to come back in. Every Pontic player, especially if he's on the flank, he should be pulling, you know, they'll be pulling their chariots far out to the side. He's got the chariot archers in behind him. We're not going to be able to take him out particularly. We could probably waste some arrows on him if we really wanted to. You know, you can bring... Well, you can't really bring a lot for him if you're Rome. I think you just got to sit there and bear it, I suppose. Or the thing that I like to do when you've got chariot archers is just push on and move on to their infantry. You can see we're taking up a pretty defensive formation though, so we're pretty much just inviting them to shoot us up. You can see the Julii is sending their cav out to the right. I think they were thinking I was actually going to push on them on this side, but then neither of them started moving towards me, so I've moved back towards them. The middle Brutii is pushing up on towards the Julii. You'll notice that the SBQR is really coming back. He's really sort of scared of Pontus, as it were, and I don't know why, because at the end of the day, it's only Pontic infantry. He'll wipe the floor with the Pontic infantry. It's only the chariots he needs to worry about, and they'll only have a massive effect if, you know, you're completely engaged and they hit you from the side, from the back. If they hit him, you know, when he's stationary, or if he, you know, if he's calling the shots, then they're not going to do too much. You can just put them into guard mode and just sit them, you know, the urbans, and just sit them where they are, and they'll take a charge pretty well, as long as they're not engaged and it's not from the back. So to my money, he's showing a little bit too much respect to Pontus. I know I'm a bit more the gung-ho way, but I would actually push myself on the Pontic infantry and force him to use his chariots when I want him to use them, which is when I've got my whole back line of urbans pulled out to the left, facing in guard mode, so he can't charge me from the swipe and just work your way through his infantry. But yeah, so yeah, we're still quite defensive, and you'll notice what's happening on our side is that Pontus has almost got two armies covering him. He's got the Julii covering his infantry, and then the SBQR covering the chariots, as it were. It doesn't quite need to be like that. You see in the mid-ground, one of the red Julii archers has been taken out. Pontus is starting to move up a bit of his infantry now. So yeah, I mean, now that it's been done and he is where he is, I should really be pushing up, but I can't push up here into this middle gap because, to take on the middle Julii, because otherwise I'll get completely flanked by this guy. So they're doing a good job of keeping me honest. I could move up and face up to this guy on our right, but I'd likely get destroyed from both of them. I need, this is where a bit of team chat comes in. I never use it, and I always get caught out by it. I'm always thinking, if I move up, someone will know, and they'll know to cover my flank. But then you look around and sort of no one's there. But that just a little type in the text is all it takes. So you can see the SBQR is still facing up to the chariots, although he's actually tucking himself into the Julii flank now. Julii is pushing on the Pontic infantry. Again, that's not ideal really, because it leaves me at the moment facing up these two green armies, which leaves me in a completely defensive role. I'd like to be attacking here because we're being so defensive on the left. As SPQR swings left, we swing right like a seesaw. Got a little bit of a risky move there because we're hemming ourselves into a corner here, if you see what I mean. I can see how this is going to go. The SBQR is going to move right up behind us, and we're going to be back to back. And you can see that although I sort of half covering this guy out on the right, I can't do anything. I can't be aggressive because I'll get wiped out by two lots of cav. Let's see what's going on the left. So the chariot archers are still being annoying. The scythe chariots are right out the back. The Pontic infantry is looking to come in from the flank, but he's thought twice of that now, and he's coming back to back up his own army. His main army is actually faced up with the green now. He's going to attack through the with the Brutii, which is pretty good tactics, I think. See, my Peeler shields have been devastated, but that's what they're for. Yeah, you can see I've gone into full defensive mode because I've taken one of my units from the back and opened him up as a Peeler unit on the right, and that's obviously to do the Peeler, but just to slow anything down that's going to come around that way. Our Cav's getting shot up from the chariot archers. The Julii Cav's there. He's actually faced up. Can you see this is a real tight angle we've got? It's alright being defensive and being in what I call a defensive U, but that's more a defensive V, if you see what I mean. If you're attacking in a V, it's different, but yeah, defending in a V, to my mind, we're a bit, the angle's too too tight there. Looks like the Julii general is going to get his. I don't know what he was doing actually being engaged at the front, but they must have moved him around a little bit because he was at the back at the beginning. So yeah, we're in a little bit of trouble here. You can see Pontus is moving his pikes up now. The green cav has come in from a side swipe. This the far right Brutii. I've rushed in my army just to try and stop the mass rout that's going on. I haven't done the greatest job at it, but we've managed to save a bit of the Julii. Yeah, my cav's still facing up to that. I mean, you got to look, I've got a whole other army. I'm surprised they're not really pushing this on the left because we're pretty much done here. If you know what I mean? We basically worked ourselves into a corner. We can't get ourselves out of it now, or dug ourselves into a hole and we can't dig ourselves out, or however you're going to say it. In comes the big cav charge for the Julii. He's gone through the pikes which are down, which isn't the greatest idea, but he's just looking for the shock value. I think he's going for that SBQR general to my eye. Yeah, he didn't manage to get through the pikes when they were down. Do you see that? So yeah, just make sure you're in tandem with your crew. You can see the Julii's brought what's left of his out on the right. He's going to try and help me face up against them. I'm going to come in for a dig on the side on this Brutii army. I don't want to go too far in though, because obviously you can see the pikes are down. Managed to hit him there. That's obviously what I was going for, so that's nice. So I should do with pulling that cav out before I get rushed by all the urbans. Our left side is completely just, he got caught moving back then. Did you see that? He just got completely rushed. You know what's coming now. This is the perfect time. People who have already been thinking about it, who play the game a lot. Here they come, the Scythe Chariots. And it won't surprise you to know that the game name for this is 2 words, both 4 letters, one beginning with A and ending in L, and the other beginning with R and ending in E. So I'll let you work out what that is. And in they come from the back. The SPQR is going to throw in his his cav straight into them, but that's not going to do a lot. My infantry's all engaged now. I've got my general and my other one to turn back, but not too much. I could do with protecting myself with my cav. I'm not actually doing it though, so I must be caught up with something. In comes the big rush from the right. A couple of the Judii have gone, and then yeah, here we go. Here comes the big push from the cavalry. The Brutii and the Scythe Chariots are in there. That's 3 whole armies, all, well, not whole armies, but 3 armies all gone in once. I'm going to chuck my cav in there, but they should rout on touch. Yeah, there you go, they're all gone. So, yeah, you can see how the real reason I wanted to put this up was not so much obviously for the move. It was a good move. It was a pretty standard takedown in hindsight, you know, after seeing many of them now. But it was just how if you're too defensive, or you know, you sort of let yourself be dictated to in any respect, then you know, you can just lose. You know, the enemy doesn't need to win the battle, you lose the battle, and we backed ourselves into a corner there and we had no out. I had 2 armies on the right, so I couldn't be aggressive and make up for the defensive mindedness on the left. And yeah, we were a little bit too defensive, showing too much respect to Pontus, really. Again, we didn't have too many archers either, which is a bit of a shame. Maybe we could have done with having a few more archers, pinging them out to the left and hunting down the Scythe Chariots, making him keep well back behind his own infantry rather than permanently out on the left, and him able to completely come round and force the SPQR to back himself up. But yeah, there you go. It's one of them. It happens. Yeah, so there you go. Good game to the opposition. They've done us good and proper, but you know, we helped them, backed ourselves into a corner. So just watch out for that, really. Looks like the replay is going to finish any second now. Okay, so I'm not sure the kills are going to be. Oh, it's been quit early by the host, so there you go. We won't see the kills, but yeah, there you go. Right, have a good day. See you later.
Follow me, Blaezer.